Question. Hi. Hello. So you said something about changing your portfolio depending on the teacher, the person Grace?
My portfolio?
Or something like that.
The process changed a bit. Like the way of researching is different from professor to professor. Like Hussein was.
Oh, that's what you meant. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
He was really having a certain plan of how you need to do research. But then the Mayas already changed it. But then now with Grace, it's completely different again because she's really.
So you guys have to redo everything, or not redo it, but you have to do it in a whole new, complete process.
Yeah, more additional research.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Okay.
It's more deep and more all over, like a broader research than just having an idea and then going for it. It's more like you have an idea and then you search here and there and there and there, and then you see what you find, and then you go deeper again. So it's like that.
Oh, okay.
Like Parsons, no? For sure.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you.
翔くんくれたっぽいです。
ね、どこのアドレスに送った？
前送ったアドレスと一緒です。
どこよ？
翔くんの。
いっぱいあるがよ、俺。
COMKARIUMA です。
来てないがよ。TK スミスから来ちゅうわ。TK スミスから。
あ、それです。それです。
先に
15ぐらいです。
なんでそんなに時間かかるわ？マジで秒でダウンロードできたわけど。
いや、なんか多分これ、ズーム、わかんないです。僕パソコンっていうか、前はここ多分遅いんですよね。ちょっと違和感かもしれないですけど。
いいわけです。始めましょう。もう始めるで。
ありがとうございます。
Larissa, got it. We just gonna start.
I'm sorry. Okay. My name is Koh Taniguchi. I went to art university in Japan, majored in fashion design, and graduated from the university 2 years ago to take an entrance exam for model class of art university in Vienna, and I creating portfolio now. Okay, I'm gonna talk about my recent collection.
Sorry, can I already interrupt you? So first, you did already a fashion school, right? And then what did you graduate from now? I didn't hear.
I graduated.
From which school? I didn't hear it.
In Japan, Tokyo Model.
Okay.
Yep. 次のページお願いします。Okay. The theme of my portfolio is reflect puzzle. I focused on social, environmental problems and reflect them on my clothes. As a person who creates clothes, I'm always pursuing answers for those problems. Trying to find answer for problems is like solving a puzzle. This is why I choose the words reflect and puzzle for that theme of my portfolio. 次お願いします。When I started studying sustainability, I collected second-hand clothes by putting the box in front of my house. I wondered how many people thought about fashion sustainability even if they did not put their clothes in the box. By looking at the board I put beside the box, mentioning sustainability, even though the board was mere paper, it made more sense than paper if it succeeded influencing passerby behaviors, like thinking of opening up closet and look for clothes they could donate. 次お願いします。These are the clothes people donate to me. 120. 次お願いします。When people purchase clothes, they easily throw tags or receipts away. However, tags or receipts are the proof that tell us the clothes have been sold as products, so to speak. The clothes identities. If a friend of you give your present, would you throw a letter accompanied by the present away that easily? As we digest food, I hope we all will digest clothes and turn them into our energy instead of just wasting. 次お願いします。Also, I created a human-shaped sculpture with corrected clothes. Those clothes were originally made to be worn by people, and did the role transform into the human-shaped sculpture that speaks to people who threw their emotion away. 次お願いします。Then this is my first design development by drawing. I was born and brought up in Tokyo, Japan. There have been overflowing with state-of-the-art technologies since I was a child, and I have felt sympathy for technology a lot. Technology in evolution, technology that creates the unique, promising future. I'm attracted by such futurist design and even gives me mentally calmness. 次お願いします。The problem I focused on this time is sustainability. Thinking of sustainability, Miyadaiku, traditional Japanese carpenters who are professional in repairing buildings, conserving traditional values, and transmit the values to posterity popped into my head. I think my identity is also one of the integral elements for my philosophy of fashion design. So I featured Miyadaiku as Japanese. I'm creating repairable clothes. I respect traditional craftsmanship such as European tailored and Japanese Miyadaiku. I think handing down what was created by people in the past to the future is necessary for creating something new regardless of genre, like fashion design or high technology. まだです。So having a dream when sleeping is thought to be on action to sort out memories. In other words, separate memories to what your brain judged is necessary and unnecessary. So to speak, we are fixing our memories unconsciously, like European tailored repair clothes or Japanese Miyadaiku repair buildings. For example, we can have our iPhones repaired every time by just going to the shop. I desire clothes to be something like iPhones. That is my answer for sustainability of clothes. 次お願いします。I choose a sort of traditional technique called hazashi for repairment, and I use the sword as a decoration. The original meaning of hazashi is reinforcement. Hazashi enable you to create clothes without using glue. I actually used the technique to reinforce damaged clothes. I expressed the complexity of the motherboard of the machine by building up layers and was conscious of color patterns of the motherboard when choosing the colors. Adjustable, like how we fix machine. For example, if our machine broke, we just gonna replace a part. So if our garments broke, we just gonna some things replace. This is my motherboard I made. I collected those parts from device I was actually using and held them by using Hazasi. I was showcasing massing a part by technique of Hazasi. 次お願いします。This page is my design development by shape and color collage. This page is rough drawing. So this is my final drawing. Again, this collection aims to express my way of sustainability in fashion. So then this is my final photo shoot. So this is my past work, university in Tokyo, graduated from. I got inspiration from egoist, then final shirt. This page is, I got inspiration from kimono, so I combine a kimono and a trench coat. This final shirt. And this object is made of not multiple parts. When small parts get together and from mass bonding, they make a new value. And this is my original print design. I got inspiration from the font, then final shoot. Okay, so thank you for listening my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. It was very interesting, a lot of different things. So should I already start, Sho, or you want to say something? I should already start, right? So I think it's very interesting that how you combine the technology and the tailoring. And I think that's something Grace would be interested. I also like the final shooting you did. I think it's very interesting and also understandable. What I do miss a bit is where the silhouette is coming from. Like you have those shapes, but I don't know where you took them from. Maybe I just missed it out and it's within the portfolio, but that was something I couldn't fully. You understand me, or should Sho translate?
I mean, like that's true. シルエットデベロップメントのページがないき、どこからそのシルエットが来たんだろうっていう話。で、それはね、圧倒的にプロセスの中で 影中部分やきさ、まあ、明日までじゃん要するに。でも、そういうのって、まあ、素早くいけば別に後付けでいいきさ。フィッティングの写真どこ行ったって話になっちゃうわけよ。なんか、ちょっとしかなくて、どういう風にして最後のファイナルの、その面白いシルエットになったのかっていう部分を足しましょうっていう話と、プレゼンテーションの時に絶対それを喋りましょうって話。
Because you have drapes, right? But maybe you need to put them separate so that it gets more attention, that you see that you worked on the mannequin, so that it's like getting lost somewhere.
Or even like he didn't mention anything about like how he created the shape, you know. Maybe like if he would say like, you know, hey, like, you know, oh, this is the kind of shape I did like this, like, you know, fitting and then kind of like, you know, try to make something like a little bit 2D-ish, kind of like robotic shape, you know, on the body. And then, you know, he actually did the fitting and then he had it, but, you know, he didn't really mention it.
Yeah.
So it's because of like, this is the kind of style, like when we studied fashion design in Japan, we didn't really concentrate about the process of the silhouette. You know, I mean, like we do, but we didn't think it's very important. You know what I mean? If like the final work is like having like amazing shape, then that's it. You know what I mean? So we basically sometimes forgot to think the process is important. You know, I think like, you know, you are saying so correct is because like he literally didn't mention anything. You know. そう、だからこうもさ、そのフィッティングのところのページは確実にあるし、シルエットのなるこう引っかかりがあるわけよ、ポートフォリオに。だからそこが重要なプロセスだと思って何も言ってないっていうところが一番のマイナスポイントやき、それをそこの今の自分の台本のところに絶対入れて、なぜこういうシルエットでどういう風にしてテーラードは分かったがいけど、テーラードでもオーバーサイズじゃん。なぜ
And I like that you put your old work inside, but the last one on page 21, where it was a bit floral, it then made me very confused about what kind of designer you want to be, because it's completely different. So for me, it's like you don't know what you want and where you want to go. So I'm not sure if I would either say it was a project for that, so that it's clear that it's not what your goal is, or you would take out, because I don't think that it's so important to be in there.
I see. これって全部大体プレゼンテーションのやり方におけるがやけど、勘違いを起こさすっていうのがすごい引き起こされるがやけど、例えばの話やけど、まあ、じゃあそれ以外のコレクションのやつは分かりました。で、その最後の方に出てきたカラフルで、なんかドレッシーなやつを見たときに、あからさまにスタイルが違うじゃん。で、自分でもまあ思っちゃうと思うけど、自分のやりたい方向性はそっちではないっていうことは言いよって、でも過去にやった作品として見せたわけじゃん。それをね、もっともっと言わんと、それが最終的に見せるってことはやりたいのかなってちょっと思ったりもするわけ。だからすごい何回もカジュアルに言うべきに長いけど、まあそれを喋るに慣れてきたらやけど、This is my past work って最初にちゃんと言いよったけど、そんなこと忘れるきさ、人って聞きよったら。どこからどこまでがってなるき、even though it's not my style, I created this in the past. I just wanted to show you. I challenged myself. I created this different style. But again, what I want to do as my career is my recent collection とか、そういうのをしっかりとちゃんと言わんと、意思の疎通としてなんか勘違いする。なんか、っていうふうにラリサが思ったっていう話やき、まあそういうのをちょっと意識して喋ったらいいんじゃない？構図とかそういうことよりも喋りでちゃんとこう誤解を解くっていう。
Okay.
I mean, it's not like you don't fully have to know what kind of designer you want to be or what's important, but this is just making it confusing in a way.
Makes sense. It's because like that the things like, you know, this is kind of like so sad things, but you know, like what I graduated the same school and then I was able to make something like my style. It's because I was always like, you know, leading my group, you know, those type of stuff. But you know, like my school always makes us to do the group work. So sometimes it's not really my design, you know what I mean? Like it's a group design, but it just like, you know, he use like, so much time, so much like, energy into one dress. So I just said to him, like, it's kind of like sad if you don't want to show. I mean, like he said, like he doesn't want to show the clothes, but I just like said, like, this is just something like, it's might be good to show what he could do if, the task is, just like appear. But I think like you are right, like if we not gonna say anything like, I don't want to do this, but I just did it, or something like if we don't explain it, then makes people kind of like, a bit confused, So I think,
you might gonna lose them through that. Because
right. So do you think in terms of Grace, do you think his past 2 collections are enough to showcase?
Yeah, I think especially she's very into tailoring. So I really like the part where you were working with that technology and the how is it called? I don't want to say your technique.
Miyadaiku.
Yeah, exactly.
Miyadaiku.
yeah. So I think that's a really nice part, and I think she's interested in that. And you also like show that you were exploring things, and also that that you were collecting garments is also very interesting. So I think those are good points. But you need to put yourself out there. Like it really needs to be clear why you did that and where it's coming from, because it's all about you. They don't take someone because of the work only. It's always about the person. And that's why I said it depends so much on who else applies with you at that time, because they choose by characters to have different people within the class.
I see. That makes sense. Do you think his drawing is enough? It doesn't have like color. Do you think it's not matter?
He had some color though.
The drawings, the lineup. Some of them like just like black and white, just like a pencil and a pen.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have so much time left, so I don't think that this is to be questioned. I think it's more like maybe if you have time to put one more page where it's about the shapes, then I think it's more important than maybe coloring now.
じゃあ、シェイプのページを増やしましょう。で、俺が気になったのは、ブラック&ホワイトのドローイングのシェイプは意外やけど、ファイナルビッグ作っちゅうきね。こんな感じになったのかって感じやけど、プロセスとして大切っていう、そのデザインプロセスで大切になって、まずシェイプのデベロップメントはそう長いけどさ、どういうふうにシェイプになったのか、どういうふうにカラーマッチングしたのかっていうさ、カラーのさ、マッチングボードを作っちゃうじゃん。こんなカラーどうかなって、カラーのコラージュ。最終的にそれどういうふうにしてファイナルにしたのっていう疑問がポーンってきてファイナルにいっちゃうじゃん。だからすっ飛ばした感があるきさ。別にフルカラーにしろとは言わんけど、ピーでもいいわけ。これがこのカラーになるとか、これがやってカラーテストのこれになる、このベースみたいな感じのコミュニケーションはあった方がいいかなっていうのは俺はちょっと思ったけど。
ファイナルの前の方のドローイング、まあ両方のがいいかな。
まあドローイングはさ、ブラック&ホワイトやったやん。別にそれはそれで意外けど、基本ブラック&ホワイトでカラーリングで横にサンプルもなかったら何がどうなってファイナルこうなったのかってちょっとよくわからんじゃん。そう。だからそれはちょっとなんか、辻褄が合ってないって感じ。で、ウィーンの学校もそうやけど、今おる教授たちがセントラルセントマーチンで卒業やき、なぜあなたが誰なのっていうのがもうとても重要なわけよ。だから、セントマーチンズカラーを出していくっていう面で、なぜそのサステナビリティで宮大工なのかっていう、こうがなぜっていうところをバリバリ、こう足さんでバリバリ喋った方がいいよ。パーソナルエクスペリエンスとかパーソナルストーリーをそこに足した方がいいと思う。俺なら全然僕しかできんっていうのをすごい出すよ。で、多分やけどめっちゃ嘘で言うわけ。It's because my house is like made out of like, the technique とかさ、宮大工 which is とか、なんか適当なこと言うよ、俺ならね。別にそんなんどうでもいいじゃん。向こうが知り得ることでもないし。僕の家は宮大工式にできてたんだとか、for example とか、なんか、when I was a kid, like my parents always fix things とか、when like our like, furniture is like broken, my parents always fixed, which is also my big inspiration to do this type of idea とか、 ベラベラ何でも嘘喋っていいの別に。嘘喋ってって言ったらすごいうさんくさいアドバイスやけど、状況に合わせて強調せないかんこと。で、何もかもが素直に評価される世界でもないきね。プレゼンテーションってそういうものじゃないき、もっとこうのプレゼンテーション超ナイスやったけど、もっと自分って言った方がいいよ、絶対。そこかな。だからこうの写真が出てきたの幼少期の。あそこはアイキャッチやし、あ、こうやなって感じ。すごいするけど、その服を集めたっていうのも、front of my house って、そこ。自分家の前でやったとか、すごい重要なことやけど、そういうのを、my とかでもう、me って感じのところをもっとこう、出す。もうとにもかくにも。This is me みたいな。I created tailoring jacket suits is because I love とかさ。もうとにもかくにもなんか、why わかる ?why you did that? You know, そう、この心がすごい大切やき、そこをとりあえずもうプッシュして。で、こうのポートフォリオに対して疑問点で言ったらそこのプロセスがかけちゅうところだけ。で、あとはプレゼンの仕方ね。俺を見ろでやったら多分大丈夫。
わかりました。
で、I think like Larissa in terms of like portfolio, like, he just like, I'm just like kind of like clarify that he needs to put the process of the silhouette first. Then also maybe like if he has time, maybe a little bit talk about the color to the final, a little bit to the drawing, final lineup. That's it, right? And then like don't make confusing like the flory dress.
And maybe you need blank pages or something in between where it says, this is me, and then this is the collection I did for the application. This was from my university before, and this is another project, so that they understand that you talk about different things, because you have to think of them not talking to you. So they need to understand it by looking at it by themselves. So it needs to be also they just click through it. So it's not that they will spend too much time on it. So it's like it needs very clearly structured.
さ、コレクションとコレクションの間がなんか境目が曖昧やき、これはこれってタイトルページをパンって言って、あと俺が気になったのがその集める人形のプロジェクトからのそれっていうのが、まあ一つながりの長いプロジェクトやけど、途中にさ、デザインがめって入っちゃったじゃん。そのぬいぐるみのやつで、一回。はい、だから、行こうとしたらそれが一プロジェクトをファイナル作っていうのがもう一プロジェクトじゃん。境目がマジでわからんきさ。
ああ、まあ、
そこの境目
作った方がいいんですか？
もう絶対作った方がいい。っていうのがもう、使っちゅうテキスタイルとかもすごいなんか似た感じになっちゃうし、テープとか紙の色とか。とりあえず巨大な一プロジェクトに見えるき、そのピンク系のなんか人魚系とか、あれは一回もうのけてもいいし、ページ入らんなら。それのけてでも一旦ちゃんと区切りつけて。で、最後のやつさ、ピンクのやつ、黒いやつってパンパンパンって出たじゃん。スタイルはもう過去のやつっていうタイトルつけて全部凝縮していいよ、別に。
OK です。そうです。はい。ページがちょっと今まだ多すぎるんで。
はい。でもそのぐらいかな。But I think like it was good enough.
Yeah, it was good. It was really interesting. And also it's nice that you were talking about technology also, because you're coming from Japan, and then also thinking of sustainability is very good. I just think you still need to practice your presentation. I think you really have to try to use the words you really know so that you can easily use them and talk it through. So that, because sometimes I had hard time understanding you because you were also reading. So I think it's better you take more time, but really use your words, and if you don't know them, then you need to practice them. But I think you really have to repeat it a bit before the
interview, right?
But for that, you still have time anyway.
Yeah. とりあえずやることとしては、ポートフォリオ言われた感じで直すじゃん。フィックスするじゃん。で、フィックスしてポートフォリオで、あとラリサもいいけど、プレゼンテーションって人と人が喋り言って思った方がいいき、別に朗読を聞かせるわけじゃないきね。朗読を聞かせるなら録音でいいわけじゃん。ちゃんと面と向かって喋るところで、こう、読む仕草をするじゃんで、聞く相手ってまず半減するきさ、全く入ってこんなるき。で、それを、 防ぐっていうので、とりあえず絶対的に読まない、わからんなら暗記して。絶対画面見て伝えてよ。で、別にパニックってもいいき、忘れちゃいかん単語だけずっとリピートしよったらいいき。では前も言ったけど、困ったら I really want to go to this school ってとりあえず言ったらいいわけ。I'm sorry, a little bit nervous って繰り返したらいいき。But I really want to go to your school. でもそれでいいわけ。それで時間稼ぎながら次何やったっけって思い出してベラベラ喋ったらいいき。それはもうただの特訓でしかないき、とにも書くにもプラクティスして、プレゼンテーションっていうのは演技やきね。演者やと思って用意ドンで見せる側になるわけき。ディズニーランドのミッキーマウスやき、あなたは。この10分間。エンターテインメント性が重要やき、ユーモアを出してでも何でもいいき、聞く人を楽しませる。パレードやき、これは。
If they really are excited about you, you still have time for that to learn English better here as well, because you get used to speak so much here. So I don't think that this would be a reason because your English is already there, so it's fine. But it's just you need to sell yourself at that interview.
インタビュー練習。だからとりあえず明日の朝までに直してサブミッションしましょう。で、そこからインタビュー練習なんか俺ともできるし、みんなでまたできるき、とりあえず今は明日のサブミッションを優先してやろ
う。はい。
Any questions?
I can tell them that you were like that we had a talk. I will see.
Yeah.
The assistant. Not Grace, but maybe someone else.
That's nice. ラリサがもし言えたら、この話しとくって。
Because it's the second time also that you join in, so you really want it, so I think it's nice. And I will talk to them personally.
Yeah, that's something like what I always wanted to provide to students. So that would be very amazing. こう何か逆に聞くことある？
逆に、そうですね。はい、ちょっとエディットのページは聞いたので、あとは、試験何するんですかね、結局。クリエイティブタスク。
Do you know during the exam what they're gonna do? Is it actually exam?
I wanted to say something about that too. So for me, it was like that. We had 3 sheets of paper where we had to fill in, I don't know, our most favorite fashion designer or music video or filmmaker or like those kind of questions, or your favorite books. So that was one thing we had to do so that they get to know who you are and if it's authentic with your work. And then we had to drape on the mannequin. And for that, I think it's really important that you do something you like and you have a reason why you do it, and not something which seems technically good and exciting. Like really don't, have a story behind what you do. And I think each task, what you do, you can even relate to the concept of that's how I did it in the exam, relating to the concept of my portfolio, because I could talk about it. But if you just do something random, I think it's losing value. Like I think you know what you do.
So when the candidates doing the exam, they must have mannequin with them and then do the draping?
They will write that. I mean, it says that they will inform the ones who are invited for the exam what they will need, but I don't know what they will need.
OK。まだなんかそれは定かじゃないけど、前回で言ったらドレーピングしたりとかそういう感じでやるったけど、とにもかくにもなんかこのテクニック見せつけてやろうとか、テクニックベースで考える人たちはないき、自分が提出したポートフォリオベースで考えて、なぜこれって喋れるような準備で何事もする。例えば自画像を描きなさいって言ったら、多分こうのやつだったらサステナビリティ、テクノロジー、修理とかそういうのを考えた上での絵の方がいいと思うし、シェイプを作りなさいって言われたらそういう方がいいと思うし、とにもかくにも自分が提出したコンセプトっていうものがどういう自分の未来像かっていうことやき、それに絶対関連づけてやること。
はい。
はい。
Okay, thank you.
びっくりした。はい。I think like that's amazing. I think like that's something like what we need, kind of like, I could kind of like imagine myself what, he needs to make, but at the same time, it depends on like, the style, depends on like the timing, the type of stuff. And then that's something like totally makes sense what you said to call, like that the process was missing. And then if like he could have this kind of bridge, then, his story is there, his English is there. So I think just like, missing just like part of it, I think also in terms of like submitting portfolios, then please make sure you're not gonna like talk about the portfolio, when you submit. So portfolio itself, it must express, what you wanted to, tell. So the portfolio, I think like it's good. Like this time, like we could understand, the story, okay, the process. But at the same time, like I'm talking to Koh, please make sure your portfolio is detailedly expressing what you said today, So this is my first collection, this is my second collection, and this is my past work. Your portfolio must have the information.
Yeah. And also, I mean, he had a nice layout, but sometimes it's overwhelming. So you really need to, give some space. I think that's why it's also good to have those empty pages in between where it's less, but the brain can go in and out. So.
空白ページを使って。これさ、何言うか理解しようでね。
はい。
OK？
はい。
絶対やけど、これインタビューの時に、ってぼーっとするの絶対やめてよ。分かってなくても絶対言いながらニコニコしてよ。これ絶対減点やんけね。英語のカンバセーションにおいて、とか、マジで、本当にただのマイナスやけね。OK？多分あんまり伝わってないかもって思いながらやけど、俺が日本語で言ったことを英語で改めて言い直したやけ。OK、別に anything new なわけやき、とりあえず英語でとりあえず言って、そこでのリアクション練習してよ。それもプレゼンテーションの一つやきね。OK。アクターやき、あなたは。アクティングしてよ。ミッキーマウスが真顔でずーっとバスに乗っちゃうわけないじゃん。ニコニコして手振りまくってよ。それが仕事やきね。
はい。
混乱してもとりあえずニコニコ、オッケーとか言って超言ったらいいき。バイバイみたいな感じ。もうそんな感じや。もうありがとう今日は来てくれてみたいな感じでいいき。自分の時間に付き合ってもらったぐらいでいいきね。なんか面接させられるとか思わんでいいき。よし、時間が来たよ。よーい、どんみたいな感じで。はーいみたいな感じでも行くといいき。もうここから10分間は私のものですって感じよ。ようこそみたいな感じでいいきね、全然。
わかりました。
だからとりあえずアイスを振りまいてよ。それで本当に日本人にかけるスキルやきね。真面目に聞き言うのがリスペクトと思ったら大間違いやきね。ただの威圧して不愛想なやつやきね。真面目さを売りにするなんかそんなアホな話ないきね。愛想を売りにしてよ。絶対に。
OK です。
OK。もうそこだけ意識したら多分大丈夫かな。あとでもポートフォリオの間にインタビューはあるけど、そこに関しては後でやるとして、とりあえず今言ったやつを早急にやって難しく考えないといけない。シンプルでいき。
はい。
はい。以上です。皆様大丈夫そうですか？はい。じゃあ、ということで、Larissa, thank you so much. That was like so helpful. That was so, nice to have you. And again, like your collection is beautiful. I cannot wait to see your like final. You know, and I'm so excited for your future after your graduation. Then again, like like as some of us said, like that wanted to wear your collections. I'm actually like same, like I love to wear your like gigantic like jacket and also that type of stuff. Like I think like last time I also said that, right? So then I'm finally opening my studio, and then that is also the select shop of the emerging designers. So like I also wanted to talk about that stuff as well. So we are opening the studio next month. And then I'm hoping like April or May, we are like, ready to have like, those like new collections to sell to I think like firstly like in Japan, but like in the future hoping to be like worldwide. But you are on the list, so I keep like stalking you. What you gonna do? I'm like sticking around your collection. So exciting, and then thank you so much sharing your experience and the collection, and then also you are almost a kind of like ambassador of your school, to us. So you are like introducing your school information. That was so nice. Like, thank you so much. And yeah, thank you. Good luck to Koh.
Yeah, good luck. Fingers crossed.
Thank you.
You're gonna make it. Stay.
Okay.
Yeah, finger crossed. Yeah, but thank you so much. で、皆様、本当に遅くまでお付き合いいただきありがとうございました。ということで、皆様、最後にラリサにありがとう言ってお別れしましょう。ラリサ、thank you so much.
Thank you,
From
guys.
all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you. ありがとう。さようなら。こう大丈夫そうやった
はい。
?OK。やること大体分かったろ
なるほど、はい。そうですね。
OK
いや、やっぱ多いな、やること、まだ。
まあ、それはアドバイスやきや、アドバイスをどこまで聞くかって問題やけど、まあ、とにもかくにも、そのシルエットの方は、俺も、コレクションでさ、とにもかくにもワンコレクションのボリューム一気に作らないかんかったきさ、そんなになんかチクチク言ってなかったけど、あそこは絶対必要なポイントやきさ、コレクションとして。
はい、
なんでこのシルエットって絶対なるきよ、聞く人は。
はい、
だからそこを、そんなにね、力込みまくって作る必要ないけどね。ラリーさんのやつ見たらわかると思うけど、自分で来てフィッティングの写真に対して、ピッピーって書いて、ここをこうしたからこうするみたいな。もうそのぐらいでいいき。クオリティよりもそれがちゃんとあるっていう方が重要やね。
OK です。そうですね。はい。だから、そうですね。シルエットの部分と、
うん、
だから、とりあえずページ追加し、まあ、シェイプの部分か。シェイプの部分と、
うん、
あとカラーコラージュでしたっけ？
まあなくてもいいよ。それは別にそんなに考えないけど、デザイン画のファイナルのラインナップで基本カラーもバランスみたいと思う。
そうか、じゃあ
あそこで多分なんでシルエットってなったというのは、そのラインナップがもうシルエットラインしか見えんじゃん。わかる、線だけやとシルエット目を追うじゃん。だからやと思
う。OK です。
うん、でもそんな感じ、とりあえず明日までにそれをサブミッションして、また報告して、その後もみんなでインタビュー控え中人がめちゃめちゃおるき、インタビュー特訓しまくるきね。
そうです。はい。とりあえずあと明日のアイント方面。
インタビューね。
はい。明日はそうです。
まあ今日で分かったろ言うべきことは。
いや、そうですね。いや、マジで。
こう、もう本当に、あとさ、ちょっと待って、俺トイレ行くけどさ、本当に、そのズームとの相性とかマジで直しときよ。
てか、マジで今日マジで気づいてよかったです。マジでやばかったです、普通に。
やばいよ、そんなの。
マジで、トイレどうぞ。
まあ、それは、直しときよ、ズームは。
はい。そうです。はい。ズーム、そうなんですよ。はい。よかったです。あと、モチベーションネタはちょっと直さなくちゃいけないんですよ。それもあって、意外に、多いっすね、やること。
そんなないけど。全然そんなないがやけど。
本当にもう究極のとこまで英語の苦手意識とかも出まくってるんで。 じゃあ、はい、何とかします。
うん。別に悪くなかったよ。言われたことささって直したら全然いいよ。
本当です。
うん。
はい。
やることはそんなないきね。シンプル。箇条書きで5本の指に収まるが全然ないよ。
わかりました。
はい。じゃあ、そんな感じで。はい、
ありがとうございます。
はい。じゃあ、頑張って。
はい、連絡します。
はいはい。
ありがとうございます。